Good morning, everyone. I haven't been here for a while, so it's good to be back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's been very humbly very busy. Um,
Awesome.
yes. So I business broker for dental practices, very specific niche, and it was brought to my attention. I'll just ask the question. In Washington State, you have to have a real estate license to broker businesses, correct?
Correct.
What
There
about
are 17, there are
what?
17 states that require a license. Washington is one of them.
Okay, what about Oregon?
Yes,
Okay.
requires a license.
Okay.
Washington, Oregon, California, Utah. So if you want to, what you can do, Mara, is just do a search, type in which states require a real estate license, and
Yeah.
Business Brokerage Press
Yeah.
has an article out there that it's a little bit old, but it's still pretty relevant. And literally, I printed that out and put it on my wall. So that's the first thing somebody calls me and says, "Oh yeah, I have a business in," now I know Texas is not a licensed state, but I have a business in Idaho, I have a business in Vermont, I have a business wherever, and I always look to my chart. Is that a licensed state or not?
Okay. I'm asking because somebody's arguing with me. I just don't know how to prove it to them. They keep saying, no, you don't have to have one. You can act as a consultant or whatever. And I'm getting frustrated with it. So
Yeah,
Yeah, it
so I
seems
mean, it's like anything else. It's not a problem until it is, right? Yes, it requires a license, but until you are involved in a lawsuit and you get called into a lawsuit, it's probably not a problem. It's kind of like doing 85 on the freeway until you get pulled over by a cop. If the speed limit is, 65, nobody cares. But if you end up in a courtroom, they care, and that's what the attorneys are going to use. You're not licensed, and and therefore depending on the state law. I mean, there are some transactions that literally can be unwound and rescinded just because the broker or the quasi broker, alleged broker, wasn't licensed properly. And so then not only do you end up responsible for the commissions and things that you receive, but also all the damages to the other parties and all of that. They um again, depending on state law, and I don't know Washington state law, or Oregon. But yeah, they can literally rescind deals in California, which is a little dicey, or can be. And definitely they can disgorge your fees. So even if it doesn't end up going to trial and stuff like that, I mean, just any settlement, an attorney worth their salt could get you to settle just by it's like, okay, not only you're gonna disgorge your fees. I've seen things here in California where and also where attorneys have been involved in the transaction, and because the broker or person that was supposed to be the broker wasn't licensed, literally they did not get paid. They handled the whole transaction, everything else, and the attorney at the end for the seller basically said, look, you're not getting paid, you're not licensed properly, we're not paying your fee. And if you don't like that, then try to sue us, but good luck with that.
I would
Because
love
you're
that
the
if
one
that
that's
happened to this
huh?
person. I think that sounds terrible, but I would love it if it happened to this person because they're doing it and they're not supposed to be.
Yeah. So the way that
I mean, all of us
you
that go through everything to follow the rules, and then this
right.
person is not, and they did get called out by an attorney.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, anyhow.
Yeah. And about the only thing you can do, I mean, if you have a buyer or a seller who has been working with an unlicensed broker, that person can always file a complaint with your Department of Real Estate. And that's the best way to put an end to, well, your Department of Real Estate will send them a cease and desist letter, but I mean, they're still going to continue doing it, more than likely. So, but yeah, I hear you. It is frustrating. Got the same thing. I have a healthcare related business that I'm working with, and the seller sent me something that she receives from this healthcare advisors, they specialize in selling healthcare businesses and this and that. And the other thing, I went to their website. There's no license numbers. They're not security licensed. They have no licenses, period. Not by Department of Real Estate and not by Securities Commission. So technically, they're selling businesses, they say, all over the country, but they're not licensed to sell businesses in California. So at some point, somebody will report them and DRE will send them a cease and desist.